in the next few minutes, but Puneet will be going ahead with the session. And Srini, whenever if you have any queries, feel free to ask Puneet at the same time. And if you have any other doubts, drop me an email directly. You have my email ID for any other doubts or any other queries.
Okay. Thanks, Niraj.
Thank you. And I hope you will enjoy it.
Sure. Thank you.
So, Srini, we are waiting for Vignesh. So let's wait for a couple of minutes.
Someone's voice is very low. I can't hear.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No,
Let me
it's kind of very low.
Okay, let me change my speaker.
We were able to hear you previously, but I think your voice gone. I think you moved away from the headphone or something. Puneet, I just drop him a reminder. I think you can go ahead and he would be joining in between. So you can introduce him in later on. So I think you can go ahead, just wait for 2-3 more minutes for him, and then you can go ahead with Srini, and he would be joining in some time. I've dropped him a reminder.
Okay, fine. Hey, Srini, my voice is now audible, right?
Yes, yes, very clear.
Okay, fine. So let's start with the session.
Okay.
So I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Let me know when you are able to view that.
Yeah, I can see it. Yes, Google Drive.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So, so before starting this session, would you like to give your intro or about your something about yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I've been in the software industry for almost 20 years, and yeah, I'm actually introduced to big data. I'm familiar with Hadoop and stuff. So I'm also introduced. I've been using OPIE a little bit, and I'm familiar with the analytics. So I wanted to learn more about R and see how I could use this to access and analyze the data.
Okay, okay, perfect. Okay, fine. So let's begin this session.
So one thing, Puneet, there is like a go-to meeting. There's a screen showing audio and the phone call and all. If I hit if I kill that, is it going to kill the whole session, or I'm trying to hide that? The small screen on the.
So you do one thing. So on the top right, so there are two arrows facing each other, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just click on that,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now it's fine. Okay.
and
Interesting.
now you can drag that remnant, that box. You can drag it anywhere you want.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, fine. Okay. So why business analytics? So
Yeah. Could you tell me about yourself and how you got into R and R, just so if you don't mind?
yeah, sure. So I have an experience of more than 8 years, and I have been working in data analytics. So I began my
Okay.
career in SaaS, base SaaS and SaaS Enterprise Guide, and
Okay.
post that I started using R because of its other various advantages, and I've been using R for
Okay.
last 4 to 5 years, and we have built a lot of models out of it. And
Mm-hmm.
I have experience in US retail, telecom, and health insurance sectors as far as business analytics and upselling, cross-selling, and all these KPIs are concerned.
So, telecom and retail, you said, and healthcare
Telecom,
too, or
retail, and health insurance.
okay, insurance. Nice. Very good.
Okay. So, so why we are using business
So
analytics?
Srini, you can also brief about yourself so that Puneet will also be, if required, Puneet can also blend some things as per your requirements, and you can also brief about your expectations with the session, so that if required, Puneet can also help you blending the session in that way, and if something is required, that can be taken up.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, I can, provide some use cases where we wanted to apply our, and I've used. I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Oracle Technologies, which has advanced analytics. Oracle Advanced Analytics, it has data mining and also R. So it directly runs its R programs on the data from the database. So that's one thing I wanted to see how I could kind of run R against the data residing in a database.
Okay, perfect. So, so we'll be, taking this thing up as we
Yeah,
go along in this course, and we
sure.
will be pulling data from MySQL databases and other CSVs and other sources. So that part is very much there in this course.
Okay, cool.
So let's begin this. So there are a few, I have listed down few areas where business analytics is being used quite often. So like in insurance company, there is a concept called credit score. So, and this credit score is different from the one that is being used in finance or housing loan industry. So that one is different from the one which insurance company uses. So it can be a possibility that a guy who has never defaulted in the past in terms of home loan or something, he may have a very bad insurance credit score for the simple reason that he may be a very bad driver of the car, and if we are talking about car insurance, so his credit score would be bad in terms of insurance industry, but it is good in terms of finance industry because he has never defaulted. So these type of cases where where health insurance companies or auto insurance companies, they want to do underwriting policies and they want to predict whether this particular customer will ask high claims or whether he will be profitable or not. So So there is a model that can be built around it on various demographic factors and other factors like how many times he has, done accidents of different type of nuisance type of activities or traffic light, traffic signal breakages and all that, so that they calculate his credit score, and that insurance credit score helps the insurance companies to write the underwriting policies, which helps them to predict the profitability from that particular customer.
But how do they get that information regarding their driving behavior?
So there are lots of third-party surveyors data that is available, and it can be purchased on a nominal amount, so it's not very expensive. So in the case of telecom, if I say, so there are a couple of vendors in United States like Austin Tetra, Axiom, etc. So they have
Yes,
a pretty large databases, and they have the information, basically information from survey only. So they go door to door and business to businesses, and from there they collect lots of data, spanning around 200 to 300 variables or data fields, and that's the source basically to model these type of situations. Uh, is this fine?
I'm sorry, I missed something. So you're saying that the data we get is not personal, right? It's not so you cannot link the data to the person who is applying for the insurance or trying to get the credit score, right? So you're saying that there is some data available. So is that data tied with a specific person and then or at least demographic group, or how do you what do you have any samples of data here, or how do you?
Yeah, so it is linked to that particular person only. So it depends whether that person is your new customer or existing customer. So if he is new customer or
No.
he is a prospect or lead for you, then in that case you don't have his data present in your CRM, right? Because he's not at all your customer and he is a completely new guy. So in those
Right. You said, I mean, yeah, we could get the data from outside third-party vendors. They would not provide the specific the driving behavior of a specific person, right?
no, they
Do
will.
they provide that?
They provide that. So there are around 200 to 300 columns on a lower side, and it can go up to 400
Yeah.
columns. So in that, so it contains whether that person is, what's his gender, what's his age, what's his, whether he has television or not. If I talk about telecom industry, then whether how many family members are there, and what type of wires are
Yeah.
being used inside his house. So each and every data, these surveyors, survey companies or third party companies, they go out and they collect whatever information they can. So it's total income and blah blah blah. So a lot of things. So and they articulate that thing in the form of data fields, and which contains at least 200 to 200. So whatever I've seen, at least 200 fields are there in these type of databases or third-party databases.
That's fine. Yeah, let's assume we have some data, but I mean, I don't think you could actually get data related to the person who is applying. So that is kind of data privacy or the privacy issues. A lot of issues will be there, but that's fine. I mean, let's go ahead and assume that we have some data, and then we wanted to analyze it. So it's not for specific to that person. Okay, let's go ahead.
So see, uh, it's specific to the person in the sense that we have his, his name, his address, and his city, his zip code. So that type of information is already there in that database. And we know that if a
Right.
person is applying from that particular address, right? So we
Yes.
know that information. So that can act as a primary key in these type of cases. So it's not a very
Right.
generalized type of thing. It's at a, you can say, at a site level or address level. So that type of personalization is already there, right?
Yeah, that
Now,
personal
it
information is there, but you're saying I'm talking about the driving behaviors or driving behavior of that person. That cannot be achieved by just from a third party. You cannot. I don't think it. There are lots of strict rules to um, identify what person is doing, when he's going to work, where he's going to work, what he's eating, how many times he will be on the road. that information will not be captured anywhere specific to a person.
Yeah, correct.
Okay?
See,
But I mean, yeah.
360 view won't be there. So see, so how these companies can get that type of information? So they want at least if they can get the trend out of that. So 100% information won't be there. That's you are absolutely correct. So there are a couple of reasons for that. One which you have
Yeah.
which you have just mentioned, the privacy issues and all that type of stuff. But still,
Yeah.
why these companies invest a lot of money on a monthly basis for this type of data
Right.
is that at least they get a trend out of that, right? So, and it also
Okay.
depends on the sanctity of the surveyor. So see, in the market, there may be around, dozens of surveyors who do that type of stuff, but there are not, lot of takers for that, for all of them. So it may be top 2 or 3 notch surveyors or third party companies whose data can be reliable based on their sentiment across region or across social media. So that type of hygiene check is always been there. But yeah, 100% view of that customer might not be possible, but still they can get the trend out of it.
Okay. Good. Sure. Thanks, Puneet.
Okay. Now the other case where business analytics can be applied in the case of unnecessary hospital admissions. So in United States, a lot of money is getting wasted due to this particular scenarios, and the customer is or the patient is coming to the hospital for, let's say, very pretty issues like blood pressure or diabetes and the things that can be monitored without being at the hospital, but still he's coming there. So that type of stuff. So a predictive model can be built in these type of scenarios where the risk of hospitalization can be modeled, and in this way, there will be always you can say the trend for capacity utilization or the estimation of how many people are going to visit the hospital at any given point of time. So it would benefit both the parties, to hospitals in terms of capacity planning and to patients in terms of their co-pay money that might have got wasted by visiting hospitals again and again.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Then the third scenario where business analytics can be helpful is in the case of financial sector or the banking sector, where what our or any data analytics tool can help is integration of all the various databases or various data pointers in a similar type of organization, and that integration can help the company to predict the mortgage of that particular customer. So for example, if a customer has already taken, let's say, 1 lakh USD of loan, right, and he has uh, Jignesh, you has joined? I think Miraj has left. Okay, no problem. So yeah, so in order to predict the mortgage which is best suitable for that customer, so that he may not default by unnecessary taking lots of loans at any point of time. So what they do, that they create the 360 view of their existing customer. They know that how much he is earning, what is his take home salary, and what is the current debts and liabilities and assets to that particular type of customer. So in the future, if that customer is applying again for any type of auto loan or home loan, whatever, so the mortgage calculator is there, which based on the historical trend of that customer and the current scenarios of what he is going through, that calculator calculates the payable or eligibility criteria based on that.
Okay.
So study of business data using statistical techniques basically is what drives business analytics, and it obviously helps in achieving business goals that we'll see. Who creates it? It's basically use statistical and quantitative analysis, which I've already told. So that's pretty much understandable. and who uses it is analysts across various organizations, and from sales to product development to customer service. So uh, and currently uh, if you read a couple of analytics portals, so for example I regularly follow Analytics India magazine. So there what we are seeing is that this business analytics is extensively being getting applied to social media, and from there they are getting lots of pointers in order to get the 360 view of the customer. So I mean lots and lots of areas are coming up, and um, let's see uh, how much. And
What kind of a background, yeah, Puneet, what kind of background do you think a business analyst needs?
okay, so as far as the background goes, uh, a person should have a tendency to love numbers. So that's the very first thing, that he should not be
Mm-hmm.
afraid of numbers, and second, he should not be afraid of data. So data is the key thing which business analysts face on every second or every hour of their roles and responsibilities. So they need to love data, love numbers, and I mean, that's it. So if they have both these things and pretty much analytical bent of mind, then obviously without applying any statistical technique, lots of pointers can be, drawn out of the data. So 75% of the KPOs or knowledge processing, process outsourcing companies, what I have seen, 75% of them are simply, pulling reports out of the various databases, and just giving the commentaries and suggestions out of that. Only 25%, I can say, in bigger organizations, statistics is applied.
Okay, cool.
So business analytics, can be used, and of course are, as this is the primary tool which we'll be using here. So that can be used to achieve statistical analysis, data exploration, mining, predictive models, visualization. And as we'll move along, we will, appreciate all the USPs of using R, and why not other, statistical tools that are available in the market.
Okay, just a quick question. When we are, so first thing is business analytics should be applied to a structured data. It's not like unstructured data, right? In that case, we cannot apply business analytics to a social data, which is like Facebook or Twitter or any social LinkedIn data, right?
So there are two answers to this question. So first is that there are a lot of R packages, that connect directly to the social media. So for example, Twitter R. So there is one package, Twitter R, and what it does,
Okay.
it connects directly to the Twitter data, right? So and it pulls all the tweets that are going on for your area of interest. So we have the input parameters where we put,
Okay.
right? So that's one of the things. So it has the functionality to treat that type of data. Now second aspect is the integration of R with Hadoop or HDFS, right? So that thing is very much there, and a lot of organizations has already created uh, white papers on this, and there are also packages in R like RHDFS, R Hadoop, and RMR2, to name a few,
Mm-hmm.
that has the functionality to connect directly to the HDFS file system. And once the distributed processing has already happened in HDFS, then it's a no-brainer simply to connect and bring the data in R and use the statistical capabilities of R.
Okay, that means we would be moving the data to R. So there's a data movement from the source to the HDFS to R.
Correct.
Okay.
And that
Cool.
movement
Thank
and
you.
that movement will be a logical movement, right? So it would be a summarized type of data that will be
Yes.
brought from HDFS to R. So not the transactional type of data. So once we have done the distributed processing and we have used the USPs of HDFS in bringing or summarizing the data in terms of map and reduce function. Once that is achieved, so we will bring the summarized type of data to R in order to get the best out of that. So there is no need to get the transactional data, because ultimately what we want is the outcome. So that outcome easily gets achieved when we have the summarized data flowing from HDFS to R.
Okay. Sure.
So what is R? It's basically more of a data analysis and statistical software, and the screenshot right in front of you, it's of R Studio. So I'll tell you each and everything, how R, what is R or base R,
Sure.
and what is R Studio. So as of now, you can just imagine that R Studio has a better GUI or graphical user interface, and uh,
Mm-hmm.
in our training we'll be using R Studio 99% of the time. So uh, that's why the screenshot is from R Studio here. And we have already, as I mentioned, that it is for data visualization, predictive modeling, statistical. So more of a statistical analysis and business analytics we use R, right? So R has around you can say 6,500 packages that are already being developed, and more than zero point 0.1 million functions in R. So very powerful software.
So can we apply like a spatial into this? For example, if we have vehicles at different locations using geolocation, so can we apply R to show it on the map?
So you are talking
Or
about heat map, right? In,
sorry? Yeah,
related to
heat
heat
map.
map.
Similar to heat map, yeah. Basically, projecting. Yeah, we have a scenario where I have traffic data at a certain location. So I wanted to simulate the traffic data from morning to evening. So how the traffic changes, where you have traffic volumes at certain times in a city. So that kind of a scenario, and see if we are able to apply R and then show it on the map.
Okay, so to answer this, I haven't done this personally, so
Yeah.
I have to check this, but I am pretty much sure that there are some functions in R that can do this. So this I already know, but I haven't used that functions personally.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. I mean, yeah, but as first, I wanted to get a good picture of R, understand R everything, and then yeah, we'll see if we can kind of apply this to our use cases. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, so this one is the other R which I was talking about, base R. So this is the screenshot of that, and it basically shows one of the packages. So I told you around 6,500 packages are there in R as of now, and this
Okay.
is simply showing the method of installation of one of the packages, right?
Okay. Yeah, I think I've installed this base R once, and yeah, I could do it again. I saw your folder. You have R and R Studio, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we'll be providing you everything, each and
Yeah.
everything. So that's not a problem.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Then R provides a very good environment for statistical analysis, and lot of models like linear, logistic, survival, clustering. So all these things we'll be covering in our course. So yes, that's pretty much there here.
Okay.
Now the one of the biggest advantage of using R is that it's open source and free. So uh, this is a very big area of concern for its competitors like SAS, uh, especially for the primary reason that SAS is a very expensive software, and I have personally started my career in SAS, so I've seen the ways in which SAS is different from R, and how R is overpowering um, all the landscape of statistical analysis. And another thing is that if you have got the opportunity or chance to visit kaggle.com, which is a competitive site. Have you ever visited kaggle.com?
Which one? I'm sorry.
Kaggle. Kaggle.
Cattle or Kaggle?
Kaggle. Yeah. So let me
Cattle.
type it. Kaggle.
Oh. Okay, Kaggle. No, not yet. I have not visited that
Okay.
website.
So this is a forum where
Yeah.
lots of analytical quizzes are being rolled out on a
Okay.
frequent basis, and they have a very hefty amount of in terms of dollars for the person who wins that particular quiz. And so if you will see the solutions or the practices that is being followed there, almost 99% of the subscribers or the people who participate there, they use R.
Yeah.
They use R. So 99% of them use R. So,
Okay.
hey Jignesh, how are you? I just saw the pop-up from Jignesh.
Okay.
So
Hi, thanks. I just joined. This Jignesh.
yeah, so Jignesh, we have Srini also there, and I am Puneet. So I'm the trainer for this course. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, So Jignesh, would you like to give some introduction about yourself, or uh, what led to you to join this course, and what are the various modalities around it? So that would be helpful to us.
Sure. So my background is very much into data and analytics area. So I've been working with a few analytics tool from traditional reporting aspect, the tools like Oracle BI or Tableau or MicroStrategy in the past. And I also deal with the Hadoop environment recently. So I just wanted to get a little bit more understanding on the one more tool, which is R, and try to get a little bit more insight into the use cases and some nitty-gritty around it, and find the right way of using it in the right places. So that's the purpose I am into this class.
Okay, perfect. So we have just started this session. I mean, not just 20-25 minutes back, and so I was just giving the intro of the areas where business analytics can be applied, and about the different versions of R. And we have just started, so 10 slides are over. So that's not a problem. So you can refer back. I'll be sharing these slides through Google Drive. So uh, you just go through them after the class, and so that our continuity should not get broken.
Sure, definitely. No worries.
So just to give you a brief summary, what we have discussed about three areas where business analytics can be applied, like in finance and in insurance and in US healthcare. So some few areas where business analytics can be very useful, and uh, other things which I discussed are regarding statistical capabilities and power of R as a package. So we have just very few slides we have covered, so that's not a problem. Okay, so you are able to view my screen, Jignesh?
Yeah, actually the screen kind of, now you're
Yes,
showing the
yes.
whole, excuse me, you can put it on, yeah, slideshow mode.
Jignesh, you can see this screen, right?
Yes, I can see it properly. Fine.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I was talking about the R being open source and free. So I was comparing it with SAS, which is not free, obviously, and very expensive license. So that was the thing I was discussing last. So R has a very rich community. So 15 developers are the core one. So they have a core community, uh, and they have 15 developers who work on it on a very granular level, and they have the authority to publish a lot of things and lot of authorizations. Apart from that, there are a lot of repositories where R can be uh, used extensively, and lots of documentations are present. So for example, R bloggers, uh, and Forge, RForge, and GitHub and CRAN. So these are some, to name some of the few repositories where R is extensively being talked about. Okay, so some historical flavor that how it began. So it basically started from SAS, S language, which was started in 1977 from John Chambers, and then in 1991, it there was a University of Auckland in New Zealand, and there it got created from S by Ross Ihaka and Robert Gentleman. So why we call it R? Because it is the initials of these two scientists, Ross and Robert. So from there it started, and it made open source in 1995, and then in 2013 its latest version, 3.0.0, and it got released. So that's the pretty much historical flavor. So please let me know whenever you people have any questions. So that's we will address that.
Puneet, you mentioned three communities, right? RForce and GitHub, and what is the other one?
CRAN, CRAN. Let me type it.
C
Yeah,
CRM.
I'm typing it. I'm typing it.
Okay.
So it's called
No.
Comprehensive R Archive Network.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So R is open source and free, which is not there with SAS. And there is one advantage with SAS is that SAS Institute, has license, so it has better support. But this does not stop us in saying that R does not have a support. So R being open source and free, it is present in lots of repositories. Some of them I've already mentioned. So that's not the thing which hinders anyone since it is free. So that's a very big advantage. Then R has some issues in terms of memory utilizations. So there is some issue with R in that thing, because R completely works through RAM. But now that thing has already been achieved by few of the packages, like R big memory and other things. What has been developed is extensively usage of R in cloud. So in cloud, as we know, there is no restriction of local computational power, and everything is there in cloud. So that thing is done away with, and this helps us in completely focusing on the computation statistical aspects of R. So the biggest advantage of R is its statistical, analytics, and that thing really, helps in bringing together all the positive aspects of R. Its statistical power, it's already there, and then its computational power that is there in cloud. And that happens when we have a lot of very, very big data. So only in those cases you can't run everything in your local system, but in rest of the cases there is no problem. So first advantage is statistical computational power of R, or statistical ability. Second, R is having a lot of very beautiful graphical, packages. It can build lot of graphs which with lot of different colors and different slicing and dicing. So to name just one of the packages, ggplot2, another is lattice. So that thing we'll be covering in our course. So they give really in-depth and granular, representation of the underlying data. Then another thing which I talked about is Kaggle, Jignesh. So the popularity of R is to the extent has reached to the extent that 99% of the online competitive analytical competitions that are going on in one of the portals called Kaggle. So there 99% of the people use R because of its open source and free functionality. Another thing is that you can create your own custom functions in R. There is no restriction. You can create functions, and uh, because of this freedom, any new initiative or any new discovery that happens in analytics, it always first comes in R, because no restriction is there. And after that, other statistical tools or companies like SAS and all, they come to know. And because of this reason, uh, some of these companies have started development in terms of integration with R. So they are now giving R environment also in their environment, in their system, so that they can utilize the uh, new innovations on a real-time basis. So as and when they come, they can use that. Any question till here?
No. You can put it in slideshow mode again.
Oh, it's already there. Oh, let me do it again.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think my screen was smaller. Go ahead.
Okay. So as far as job prospects are concerned, here also R is taking a lead. So there is some of the one of the saying from Max Kuhn, Associate Director at Pfizer, and so R is gaining a lot of popularity nowadays. And for powerful statistics, R is becoming the top choice among the statisticians. So you can go through this link after class to read more about this. So R Studio, so which I discussed in the beginning of this session. So this is a, tool which has a very beautiful GUI than the base R. So I have placed R and R Studio on the Google Analytics drive, Jignesh. So we'll be using that to install. So there we'll see later that how much better graphical interface this R Studio has than base R. Now second is the Revolution Analytics. So this is the company recently been acquired by Microsoft in Feb 2015, I guess. So this company is working extensively in R, and they have developed a couple of enterprise solutions based out of R. So they have done some customizations at their end. So this company is doing lot of generation of new packages and new creativities in analytics. It has a very big name in as far as our customization is concerned.
Which company is it?
Revolution Analytics.
Revolution. Okay.
Yeah, it is currently being acquired by Microsoft. I think on Feb 2015.
Okay. Thank you.
So as I was talking that the competitors of R have themselves started recognizing its potential, and they are giving R interface in their environment. So SAS, Oracle, Teradata, so they all are using it in their environment. So who uses R? Almost all the verticals, be it telecom, finance, life sciences, pharmaceutical. So wherever a statistical analysis is done, R is all obviously been there, and uh, so few of the case studies which I started uh, earlier, which I discussed them regarding in insurance and finance. So very useful in terms of business analytics point of view are. Then these are the companies, Bank of America, Foursquare, everyone, I mean, who all are involved in some sort of data crunching, they are using R to get the analysis out of that data. Okay, let's see some of the use cases. So there is a concept of market basket analysis, and uh, what it basically means is it find out the association or tendency of different products to sell together, right? So it calculates the association amongst the different products that are being sold in the market, right? So if you guys have read that there was a famous case study of Walmart, and what they found that in Friday evenings, uh, whenever a father or a guy who has just become a father, he was visiting a Walmart store to buy diapers, then he has a very strong tendency to purchase beer also along with that diaper. So, uh, so they found, so they were able to, understand this thing from POS data, or point of sale data, that the new fathers have the very strong tendency to purchase these two items together. So what they did, they, put these two items together, or you can say that since they knew that if he will buy diaper, he will also buy beer, so it led them to create the uh, different positions or different allocations in terms of rack positions in their stores, and it obviously helped in generating better sales. Yeah, any question?
Yep. Good.
Okay. And there was one more, analysis that was done on this, that it was for Target. So what happened that there was a woman who used to go to Target store frequently, and suddenly, I mean, when she got pregnant, then uh, she stopped visiting to these stores on a frequent basis, right? So uh, Target was having all the transactional and POS data in their systems, and uh, based on the products that suddenly got changed. So earlier she used to buy different things, and now she used to buy baby care type of things, or pregnancy type of products. So they, just looking at the data, they analyzed that uh, she has become pregnant, and what they did, that they sent some promotional mailers or promotional offers to her father. And what happened, that her father became very angry that Target was able to know this thing, earlier than himself. Right? Because he was also not knowing this thing, and due to data analytics and market basket analysis, Target was able to tell this thing faster than her father itself.
Yeah, it's actually acted against them. I think Target got a bad name, like due to the privacy issues.
Yeah. Okay. Then churn, which is a very big, problem and headache in any telecom industry, because churn basically means the customer, moving out to some other company. Uh, so what happens that in the telecom industry, cost of acquisition is way, way more than the cost of retention. So by the industry standard, it is around 4 times. So telecom companies pay a lot of attention to data analytics to predict the churn behavior of the existing customer. And so we'll be also looking at some of the models for that, like logistic regression and survival analysis. So these two are the techniques which helps in identifying the probability and the timing that when the customer will churn. So the first one, logistic regression, it basically gives the likelihood or the tendency of any customer of getting churn, but it does not give the timing, okay, when he may churn. So he may churn after 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, but that thing is unavailable in logistic regression. But survival analysis technique, that helps us in get that trend, that uh, what is the time, I mean, around which this customer may churn. So business analytics is extensively used in this type of problems, in solving this type of problems. Then Los Angeles Police Department. So there they are using this business analytics extensively to predict the crime before it occurred. So, uh, so this is a very famous case study. So if you type LAPD in Google, you will get a lot of data or information from this. So the underlying algorithm in this, what it does is that it tracks the hooligans or the people who are most likely to occur or commit crime. And second is the places within Los Angeles that historically has witnessed a lot of crime. So these two are the main factors which their algorithm takes into account, and on the basis of that, it helps them in predicting that where and when the crime may occur in future. Right?
Okay.
Then there is a text mining, sentimental analysis, word cloud, natural language processing. Uh, so R has the packages for all these things, and it is a very, very powerful analysis. So it helps in understanding the sentiment of of your company in maybe in social media or across your existing customers. So those packages gives you a sense of what is going on at your back or behind the curtains. What's the perception this company has built around. Okay. So what we'll do, first I will give you a brief up of how to various nuances of installation of R and packages quickly, just to cover these slides, and then we will do it on a hands-on basis, right?
Okay.
Okay, so CRAN we have already discussed. So that's the place to find these softwares. And so first we'll download, then install, and then we'll install the packages. So some packages already comes with our during installation and downloading, and but they are very few. And as I mentioned, there are around 6,500 packages till date that are there. So depending on our analysis, what we are doing, if we are doing sentimental analysis, then there is a sentiment package. If we are doing logistic regression, then there is RMS package and GLM function. If we are doing linear regression, then there is LM function. So uh, as and we move along with this course, we will download the relevant packages. Okay, so this is the snapshot of CRAN, how it looks like. So the second option is for Mac and the third one is for Windows. So there is no need to download it from there. It's already put in our Google Drive. So I'll let you know about that. Then it's a simple installation, maximum 2 minutes it takes. Then it gets, so this is a R console. So this is to you, Jignesh. Uh, so there are two sets of R tools. One is a base R or R 3.1.3, and second is the R Studio. So this is the view of the base R, right? So it's bit of a uglier as compared to R Studio. Okay, so whenever we install any package, so this type of window comes that we'll see later. And as I told you, CRAN is a repository which contains all the packages, around 6,500. So it has already been kept in its servers, right? And and there are also some of the instances when some packages are not present in CRAN, so they may be present in GitHub or some other URLs. So that's not a problem. So we have a way to figure this thing out. But CRAN is the main source. I mean, any package or function, if you want to go through, CRAN contains that. Yeah, it's written CRAN contains all packages. Then install.packages is the R command that is typed on command line. And after installation, we have to load that package. So library is a function to load the installed package. So first is download, then install, and then library, which is for loading the package. So this is just one of the examples. You don't need to bother about this right now. Getting started with R. So R can also be used as a calculator. I mean, very simple calculations you can easily do there. So this is the command line. So directly writing on the command line. So that thing can be achieved there. And it is very different from Unix. I mean, so Unix is also command line, but they both are very different. So not to confuse with that.
So is R a scripting language or is a structured language like C and Java?
So it is a scripting language.
Okay, okay.
So a lot of functions, customized functions you can write here.
Good, good. Is it object-oriented one or just a scripting problem? You not use objects, right?
No, it is object oriented. So it has objects.
Mm.
It is
Okay.
object oriented. Yeah. So these are some of the packages, like the third one, ggplot2, which I mentioned, it is for used for graphics. Then string R, it helps in working around various strings that we'll see, and so on and so on. Then this is a place for R Studio. Simply they have the website rstudio.com, but it's already downloaded at our cloud server.
So RStudio is distributed by R? Is it like open source or is it?
Yeah, it's also open source and free.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just the difference is that it has a better GUI.
GUI, yeah.
Then this is the screenshot of our studio, how it looks like. So we'll look at each and everything. Then there is a lot of help and documentation that is present in R. So it's just a difference of one question mark or two question marks typed together. So one question mark you use when you know the exact name of the function which you are looking for, but you don't know the meaning of that. And double question marks when you have a bit of an idea, but you don't know the exact function name. So that's the difference. So for example, there is no function called regression in R. Okay. So this guy or whoever wants to know about regression, they have used double question marks because it is not a function, but still there is a functionality in R to know about this.
Okay.
So this was pretty much the introduction part. To give you all the flavor that how it can be used for business analytics and why it should be used. So I try to cover that part through this intro. Now please download that Google Analytics packages which I was talking about. So I've already added you both shared that path.
So there is no relevance, right? You can, there's no connection between base R and then the studio.
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
it?
no connection. Yeah. So you can write
Okay.
all these 6,500 packages through R 3.1.3 also, and the same can be achieved through RStudio also. So they are just different in the terms of GUI. That's it.
Okay. So for example, if you are downloading packages, right? So you need to download in both places if at all if you wanted to update.
Yeah. So first R 3.1.3 has to be downloaded, and then RStudio has to be downloaded. So so
Oh,
RStudio.
there's a dependency.
Yeah, yeah. In terms of downloading and installation, there is a dependency of RStudio on R 3.1.3. But once these two are installed, then I mean we will be working extensively on RStudio.
So we don't need 32-bit files if I'm downloading on laptop, 64-bit.
Yeah, do it for 64. Don't do it for 32.
Yeah, and then core files, we don't need any core files, right? So I'll probably select it then. Core files is 64 meg and 64-bit and then message translation.
Software you put in there.
Yeah, you were asking something?
I understand that the software you have in the shared drive are 64-bit.
Yeah, yeah, 64-bit. See, if you can look at my screen, it is 64-bit. The third line from the top. So this is the base R 3.1.3. So just download both of these, and then we'll look at them.
So I done installing base R. So can I just go to the R Studio, or do you want me to? Do we have to start R to do something?
So first download and install R, base R,
Yeah,
and then do for
base R.
R Studio. So it is a
Okay.
sequential. First base R, then R Studio.
Okay.
Installation. I mean installation
So
has to be sequential.
yeah, yeah, but they don't have to do anything before doing Art Studio. Nothing has to be done in R, right?
Yeah, nothing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I install both.
And so that was Srini, right?
Yes.
So Jignesh, what about you? See the difference in the GUI between R and R Studio.
Sure. Is that your baby,
Yeah.
Puneet?
Yeah.
How old is she? Very young. Looks like a
One
newborn baby.
one
Sounds
and a half
like
years.
1.5 years. Okay. Nice.
A second. Huh?
So where do you live, Puneet? In Pune or Delhi?
So my name
Gurgaon.
Puneet. So my name Puneet suggests that it should be Pune. So I live
वैसे हर
in
साथ में yeah,
I live in Noida.
right. Nice.
So I don't know whether Jignesh is there or.
Yes, I'm here. I just installed both.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So first look at the today's agenda. Okay. So this is base R, right? In my screen, and so as I told you, we'll be only working on R Studio, but just wanted to give you some flavor, like so that you all are aware of various nuances of R base R. So we look at only
So
two, yeah.
you said we need to download the new packages or from CRAN. So do we use R or R Studio for that?
We'll be doing everything in R Studio.
Okay. So if you kind of a GUI on top of R, basically R Studio,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
Okay. Okay.
So R Studio has both R base R functionality plus GUI functionality, right? And
Okay. Okay.
yeah, in base R it's very look and feel is not that good.
Sure.
Okay, let me simply type one very small command. So I will tell you what I am trying to do. So this is a console, okay, where I have just written my command, and there is also an option to open a file. So R file, basically where you can write your codes, R script file. So file and new script.
So this is just base on, right?
Yeah, this is completely we are currently doing in base R. So what I'm saying is that there are two ways of submitting your commands. One, writing directly on the console, which I just did. And second is passing those commands through R editor. So there is an editor in R, which I've just opened along with the console. So let's see how to do this thing in R console, R editor. So I will write the same command. So if you want, you can also, write these codes along with me, or if you want, you can try it later. So I have typed this command. Now I have to submit control plus capital R, R for ret. And this command will automatically, get listed in console.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay. So
What is that? I mean, you basically what are you saying? C is what? C 1 to 3
so C
is a characters.
no. So A is a vector. So my soon after I will be showing you the data types. Once this thing is done, hardly 5 minutes. Then
Sure.
I have a presentation for all the data types that exist in R. So A is a vector. A is a vector in R. So vector contains basically it can be numeric vector, it can be character vector, it can be logical vector. So we'll see it. Let's not, do not get concerned about it right now. So just only concentrate that how to type the commands in console and how to do the same thing through editor. So that's the only objective right currently.
Okay, got it.
So now we are closing.
You open new script. Which one did you? How did you open that window? The other one, script.
Okay.
New script.
Yeah. Go to file. New script.
Yeah, new script. Okay.
That's it.
And
and then control R.
Control R. Okay, good. Okay.
Okay, now we are closing this base R. I mean, that's the only two things which I wanted to show you.
Yeah, okay.
So that you are aware like what all things are there. And one more thing, you can write bunch of commands in R editor, whatever this something.
Save it, right? Yeah.
You can save it. And the another advantage is that you can easily go to the previous commands. So for example, there is some other vector. Let's say it has only one value. Okay. Now, if you want to, traverse across various commands, then R editor is a very, helpful thing in achieving this. Because you can easily move, traverse from top to down or down to top or to any line. So suppose it contains 100 commands, then, you can go anywhere. But in console, it's a Unix type. So you have to press the upper keys and, you will get irritated sooner by pressing above keys. You don't have a track if you are working directly on the console. But in R editor, you have the list of all the commands and you know what is going on, what is the sequencing, and what is the logical flow. So this is also one of the advantages of using R editor.
Look.
And you can save all your work in R editor. And so let me show you this thing. Let's say I'm saving this in my desktop. So it will automatically say save as type R file. It has to be R file, right?
So you have a specific folder we need to specify, or how does it?
Anywhere. I'm just showing you how to recall that file again. So I did that in my desktop. I saved it in my desktop.
Oh, okay.
And now if I want to retrieve that file or open that file again, then file, then open script.
When I try to save it, it goes to libraries and then documents. That's where, where is it?
So you can change the location by using save as.
Yeah, sure. Got it. Okay.
Okay, so it was in my desktop, so I went there, and again, my all the work which I have done is now saved, and I can run any command at any point of time by simply selecting it and typing Control R. So far, so good.
Yep.
Okay, I'm closing it now. Base R. Okay, so I'm closing it R Studio because I was working on it. Now I'll be opening it again. Okay, yeah. So this is a version you will get when you will open R Studio.
Yeah.
Then go to, so here also you have the console right in front of us, and go to file, open, new file, R script. Okay, so you have R script or R file, and below is the console. On the lower half of the screen, left hand side, we have the console, and then we have the various files in the right hand side that are present in our system. So let's only focus on this console and R script as of now, and then we'll understand what else is there. Okay, now data types. So should I start this R data types? Jignesh, you are able to open R Studio?
Yes, I can see and I can open it properly.
Okay. So first we'll see various data types in R. There are 4 data types at a high level. So first one is the vector, which I have just showed you. So there can be 3 types of vectors: numeric, character, and logical. So let's practice it along. Uh, okay. So let's create a character vector. So C is a syntax. I mean, C is a part of a syntax. You have to mention C, and then within brackets you have to pass the values. So you can imagine vector as a column of any table. So let's say you have a table of 250 columns or 10 columns, whatever. So each column can be considered as a vector. So that's the significance of vector. Okay, it can be compared with a column of any data. Okay. So here also Control R has to be submitted, and you can see in the console that thing got submitted. So now if you want to see what is there in AS, which is basically vector object. So AS is a vector object. Okay, and just write AS and press Control R. So it contains 2 values which I passed, obviously. So this is the character vector, and similarly the numeric vector. Then comes the matrix. So matrix is basically a table uh, which you can create by giving this command. Matrix is a function, and so first argument is the range of values which you want to use to create a matrix. Then second argument is number of rows, third is number of columns, and fourth is uh, the ordering, basically whether you want to order that data in terms of rows or in terms of columns. So let me create a very small matrix to understand this.
So is it case sensitive? I'm trying to create Boolean.
It is case sensitive. R is case sensitive.
Oh, okay.
So I've just created a matrix object empty. So what I did, I passed on the values from 1 to 20 in the first argument. In the second argument, I said break this data into 5 rows and 4 columns. So there's the output in the lower side of the screen in the console. Now, one thing, if you notice here in the output, that numbers got incremented column wise, right?
Excuse me. Yeah.
So we can change that to row wise also. So all the numbers got incremented column wise by default, right? But I want to do it row wise. So just write by row equal to true. Now if I run this, so see, numbers are now getting incremented row wise. We won't be using matrix quite a lot. So the third object data type which I am now going to explain is a data frame. So this is the heart of 90% of the objects, we can say, or the data types in R gets inside the data frame.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Okay, so there were 4 data types in R. One is vector, second is matrix, third is a data frame, and fourth is a list, which will come afterwards. So what I was saying is that in R, 90% of the data types that we'll be using will be around data frame only.
Okay. So what is data frame? Basically this
table. It's a table.
Table. Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
I mean, don't get confused by these names. I mean, they can be a little bit intimidating, but they are very simple. Okay, so let me create a small data frame. So I am naming that data frame by the object df. Then the syntax is data dot frame. Okay. Now see the difference between matrix and data frame. In matrix, you can't have different variable types, right? So in matrix, I passed the values of from 1 to 20. So all were numeric. So you can't put both numeric and categorical or character values in the matrix, but in data frame that thing can be achieved. So in matrix,
The definition for data frame, you're saying the first column has 4 rows and put the value of Puneet in all 4 rows. Is that what you did?
yeah. So I did this thing, and then what I'm saying is that in data frame across different columns, right? So first column which
Yeah.
contains values from 1 to 4. So it is continuous column, right? Numeric 1 to 4. So first column is numeric,
Yeah.
right? But the second column is not numeric. It is character column, Puneet. Right?
Oh yeah.
Puneet is a
Okay.
character variable type, right? It is not a numeric.
Okay.
So in one table, using data frame, you are able to get both the both the variable types, numeric and character both, in a one single table.
Okay.
But in matrix, this is not possible.
Right.
Right? Because I have to pass numeric values and from 1 to 20, for example, and it will break it into various rows and columns based on the second and third arguments which I passed. So here, let's see this matrix once again. So see, all the 4 columns in the matrix are containing numerical values, right?
Yep.
159, then 2, 6, 10. So, and in data frame, we had both the.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why data frame has a more applicability than matrix.
So I'm trying to figure out the syntax. So the syntax is you're saying 1:4 means the 1 is indicating the first column should be a numeric column, and the second column is the character column or a string. Or what is the syntax for that?
Okay.
To
So
create
see,
table.
you can understand data frame as a collection of vectors. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
right. So 1:4 is nothing but a vector. So let me create this vector. Let's say
Okay.
I am creating a vector VC1, and this is an assignment operator. So arrow and hyphen. So this is an assignment operator in R,
Yeah.
and it is used to assign command lines. So this is also a
Okay.
part of a syntax. Now let me create a vector 1:4. Okay.
Okay.
So my vector is created now. See 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are two ways of passing of creating numeric vectors. One, so let me create one more vector, vec2, and here I have to write C because I am passing each and every value 1, 2, 3, 4. So the result will be same, but the methods were different. Okay.
Yeah.
So in the first case, I used colon because I knew that I have to pass every value between 1 and 4. That's why I used the shortcut 1:4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And suppose if I have to create another vector, where I want to type 1, then 5, then 10, then 100. So that thing is not possible
Sure.
through colon, right? So in this case, I have to hard code each and every value.
Right. So I noticed this when you type vector 1, VEC1, you did not use C next to it. But when you're specifying the numbers, then you used C in the front.
So whenever we use colon, we don't use C. So
Whenever you use what?
colon.
Okay, colon. Okay,
Yeah, we don't use C
got it.
because colon implicitly tells R that this is a vector only.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now one more thing, let's see the class. So there is a function called class, and it basically gives the data type of the object, right? So if
Okay.
I write here vec1, so according to you, what should be the answer? What should be the class of vec1? It's an integer or numeric vector, correct? So let's refer this slide which I told you. So there can be three type of vector: numeric, character, and logical. So
Right.
if I'm passing, so my vector 3 or vector 1, let's say, it contained only numeric values. So that's why when I did class of
Right.
vec1, it will give me integer or numeric, anything it can give, which both of them means the same, that it is
Oh,
a numeric vector. Now,
it's a function, right? Is it function or what? What is?
class is a function.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Now let me create a character vector. So the same which I did a while back, and then we will do the class of that. So AS I've already done here. So if I
Right.
pass class function and the AS as a vector object, then what should be the output? Character,
Character.
because
Yeah.
it contained character values.
Right. Right.
Okay. So data frame also is a collection of vectors only. So that's why I told you in the beginning that you can imagine vector to be a column of any data. Okay. So because it's
So
a,
let's. Yeah. I'm sorry. So if you create a data frame now, can we add vector 1 and then AS both inside that?
yeah, absolutely. Let me do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is one caveat that the number of values should be the same. Otherwise, it will give error. Okay.
Oh, okay. I see.
So if I do AS and VAC1, so it will give error because both has different distinct value, different count of values.
Oh, got it. Got it. Okay.
VAC1 and this. Oh, so it has repeated. Okay, it has repeated those values. So
Oh, I see.
it has repeated. So I thought the other way. I thought it
Okay.
will give error. So it will give error in the case when, let me create another data frame. So there is a very thin line between these two things which I'm telling.
Okay.
So let's say I'm doing this. Okay, so it is repeating it. Okay, forget it. So it is repeating it. So in the case,
So we can put a matrix inside the database, right? So for example, you create a matrix, right? We can put it there.
you can convert matrix into a data frame. So for example, if I do class of empty,
Yeah.
then it is showing matrix, right? And if I
Matrix.
do class of df1, df1, correct. Where is df1? Let me do df3, which is visible right here. So it is giving me data frame. Now, if you want to convert this matrix into data frame, then there is a function s dot
No.
data dot frame. And
Oh, I see.
let me assign this to some object. Let's say df4 s dot data dot frame, and I am writing here empty. Okay. Now it has converted it into a data frame, like class of df4.
Yeah, okay.
See, it is a data frame now. So earlier empty was matrix, but now it has turned out to be a data frame.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But it should give error. I will show you a case when it will give error. Yeah, now it has given error. is a thing which I was trying to tell you a while back. Why I told you that length should be same. So let me put it
Yeah.
in another words that I mean it should be in the form of factors, right?
Right.
I mean it can be possible that first vector contains 5 value and second contains 5 into 2 or 5 into 3, but here it is 4 and 10. So 4 and 10 are not a multiple of each other. So that's why it has given an error. Are you able to follow it or any confusion?
Yeah. I'm good. No issue.
So when I gave 1 is to 5, then obviously it was half of 10. So it didn't throw up any error. Okay, fine. So we have covered vector, we have covered matrix. So data frame, since we will be using it 90% of the time, so obviously we have to deal with it little bit more here. Okay. So data frames are distinct from matrices because they can include heterogeneous data, which I just showed. It can contain both, numeric and character. But in matrix, it can be only numeric only. Okay. Now, one more thing. You can also name the columns right in the data frame step when you are creating the data frame.
Yeah.
So for example, this df3 data frame, here I have not given any column names, right? So it will take, by itself something like x1.5 or whatever. So x1 is a prefix and 5 is the count of the values in that particular vector, right? So x1.5, x1.10. But I can assign the column name here by simply writing x equal to 1 is to 5. So this is the syntax, and y equal to 1 is to 10. Control R again, and here it is, right? Column names are changed to x and y. So syntax
I
is
thought we
simply,
got error. We got error right last time when we did it. 1 is to 5 and 1:10.
it was 1 is to 4. When I am writing 1 is to 4, now it will show an error.
Oh, 1 is to 5. It doesn't give you an error.
Let me show you one
Oh,
second.
okay.
Because it is a multiple of 10, right? 10 is a multiple of 5.
Oh, I see. Got it. Okay, I missed that. Okay, understand now. Yeah.
Since 10 is a multiple, so see, let's understand what is happening. So see. So what it has done, let's look at the console. So X column, I'm looking at the X column. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
It
and again it has repeated.
repeats. Okay.
So it got the leeway, or it got the opportunity, you can say, to duplicate the
Yeah.
numbers in X. But if I do 1 is to 4, then it will not get that leeway,
Got it. Yeah.
right? I mean, that's the way these things work. I mean, that's the inherent algorithm that they have developed. So
Sure.
that's okay. So we have understood how to write the column names right in the data frame function. Okay. Now coming to the last data type, which is list. So the difference between data frame and list is that in list you can also put all the uncorrelated objects to each other. So for example, you can have a vector, a matrix, and a data frame both inside one list object. All three of them inside one list object. So it is used to store lot of unrelated, uncorrelated, and irrelevant different type of values. So there comes the use of list. And so it may seem now that list has no value because it is, aggregating all the irrelevant values, but it is very useful in R. So So I have this AS vector. Let me write it down. We use hash sign in commenting in R. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So first I have written the vector. Now what I am doing, I am combining vector, matrix and data frame all into one list object. So this is the AS is the vector. Now I am writing one matrix which I've already written empty. Now third is the data frame, which is my df4. You can take anything, df4 or df3. Okay. Now we can put together all these three things within one data type called list. So list has the functionality which can store all the data types within itself. And R is case sensitive, so we have to be careful on this thing. Okay, so list is created. Okay. So if you want to see any object that what it contains, simply write that object and press Ctrl R. So it will throw up all the values that are contained within it. So my LST object contains vector also. Then in the second part it contains the matrix, and in the third part it contains the data frame. All these things within one list object, LST. Any confusion here?
No.
And there is a way to call each object type within list. So LST is my list object. Double square brackets open and double square brackets close. And you write here 1, 2 or 3. Any whatever object type you want to call. So if I do 1, then it will give me vector. So the output is vector, Puneet and Agarwal. It's a character vector. Because I typed here 1. And I know that first one is the vector only when I created the list. So that's why it has given me the vector. Similarly, if I write here 2, then it will give me matrix because second one was a matrix. And 3, it will give me data frame. And there is also a way to check this, which we can check by class. As I have told you that class function gives the data type of any object, right? So if I do class of LST of 1, then what value should it give?
Numeric integer.
I mean vector or matrix or data frame. What will be the output of class LST?
Yeah. Vector.
Correct, correct. Because first one is a vector only. And we know that class function gives the data type. So it's a character vector.
So
Because
numeric, right? Yeah, numeric. Yeah.
it was character
So,
because it contained Puneet and Agarwal.
Yeah.
So I can create one more list.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. So the way to look at the fourth argument of this list is just writing 4 here, and I have to write class. See, numeric. So numeric
Yeah.
vector is generated now because x is a numeric vector. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Jignesh, are you following it up?
Yes, yes, I am with you.
No questions from your side, so I can assume one of the two things that either you are following or you know everything.
No, no, I'm following it. Okay, I mean, I kind of knew little bit of the data type, but it's very refreshing, so it's good.
Okay, and whenever any questions come, then please ping me there itself so that it got cleared right away. So pretty much we have covered the data types. These are the 4 data types in R. We have covered everything. Let's look at the agenda. Subsetting. So this subsetting I will take tomorrow because it will take some time, at least 40 minutes. It's a little bit big topic.
Okay.
So, and then we will read from various sources. Various in the sense that first I will concentrate towards the CSV files, how to import CSV files, and then gradually, we will be reading TXT files, and then, importing from databases, MySQL and all. So, and what we will do will be, we will take one data, we will import it, and then we will do the exploratory data analysis or missing value imputation, outlier treatment, data distributions, whether it is normal, blah, blah, blah. There are lots of distributions which I will be covering afterwards. And we will be doing exploratory data analysis, which I just said. So we will be drawing a lot of graphs out of that. We will be drawing histograms, box plots, probability density functions to understand the normality and other distributions of that particular variable. And then post that we will be doing we will be understanding that what type of modeling technique should be applied, whether it is a case of Poisson regression or linear regression or logistic or decision tree or random forest. So this we have to understand by looking at the data, or it is a supervised learning or unsupervised learning. So all those things we will look at. And then the model diagnostics, that whether the model is good or model is bad or model is okay, and we will compare a lot of models. So using various techniques like ANOVA and all that, that which model is better than the other, and then we will be checking the predictability power of that particular model on the test data, right? So I'm just trying to give you guys a logical flow that uh, we will be following. And after that, once the model is created, then we will also draw lift charts, that what is the ultimate benefit which we have obtained out of that data. And we also be looking at uh, very big data sets. So yeah, as we'll move along, we'll see a lot of things. So that's pretty much from my side for today's session. Anybody having any questions?
Are you going to put the slides in the Google Share Drive? The slides you're showing today?
Yeah, let me create that.
Yeah, you can do it later. You can do it whenever you have time. But
Yeah, I'll put that.
okay, yeah, just we'll go through that before we start the lesson tomorrow.
So you want the today's slides or tomorrow's slides also?
Yeah, if you could put two, yeah, it's better, even better.
Okay, I'll see. So, so whatever we have covered in the class, that thing I'll be putting right after the class, and what
Yeah.
we'll be covering in the next class. So that thing may not be 100% complete because I may do a little bit of modifications. So that thing
Yeah,
we have to
that's
see.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm asking for the slides what you have shown today only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. So any questions
Okay.
for today's session?
No, I'm good.
Jignesh?
Yep, good. Yep, it's fine.
Okay then. So tomorrow we'll be meeting at the same time, 10:30 EST, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Puneet.
Okay. Have a good day. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye, Jignesh. See you. Bye.